Hello, Blast Processors! The time has come for another game room tour. Yes, it's that time of the year again, and I'm keeping this up every year. I do a little tour of my game room, and not a lot. Well, maybe a lot has changed actually, because since in the last video, I've actually moved back from Denmark to the UK. So a lot more stuff got brought over. There's a lot less space in this room, if you can believe that. So it's really up to breaking point now. Hopefully I'll be able to move out soon enough and we'll have a whole new space for these games. But without further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to have a little look around the room. And what I love about these videos is there's no editing. They're very easy to do. So yes, there's the packed corner. Now I've had to start stacking games outside here. Usually these games here, these Mass System and Mega Drive games usually wait on here, but this has become slightly full of stuff now, so we've had to have a little bit of an overspill there. Even the PS2 games have made it there, because if you've seen previous videos, you know this tower has got particularly high, up to the point where, yes, it's just about touching there. And also little things like some games, Saturn games up here, I think. They're all together now. I had some of my import Saturn games in the cupboard before, but I've been able to move them up here, moved a few things round. You'll notice the old Lemmings game littered about places. Here's another one. Oh, and there's another one. But yes, all we get in the PS2 games continue down there. So behind all this lot, behind these Star Wars VHS box sets, which I've strangely got into collecting, there's a load of Master System games. So the rest of my Master System collection's behind there. CDI games normal. This statue of Kasumi from Dead or Alive's new. So that's a nice piece to add to the room. Yeah, as you can see at the very top here, I ran out of room for Xbox 360 games. I managed to totally fill up that area, so I made a little bit of space at the top there so they could kind of continue over to there. Yeah, and then the NES games have sort of run out of space, so that copy Tetris has come in front, and a couple of Super Nintendo box games up there. That's Tetris Attack and Super Soccer. But these Game Boy Advance games haven't changed. Game Boy Advance and the 3DS and Game Boy Color and regular Game Boy, they're still all the way up there. So let's turn around and see what else we have. So over here, this has got higher. This is overspill of DS games, and now even 3DS games with the addition of Puzzle and Dragons game there. PSP games also overspilling, as you can see. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult if I get a new PSP game, for instance, to go and take all that off the top and put it in there. So I've started putting them there, but then that's getting higher as well. Yeah, so the PS1 games, they come out on top of the rest of the PS1 games. Even though I have all the DS boxes, still my DS cartridges and 3DS cartridges are stored in these nice little containers there. More 3DS ones in that lovely Mario one, and in that Yoshi egg actually. So if we just go down further, not a lot has changed so much around here. There's a Lemmings game, which I should put up there with the rest of the overspill PSP games, but it sort of sits there along with my Mega Drive Mega CD. This is how it used to be. I think Finn there is a new edition. I cannot remember. And there's my Super Nintendo now with a lovely cover. Very happy with that one. And the portable section. Yeah, these two figures are new as well. N-Gage is a new acquisition. This is a original DS in fantastic condition, but it doesn't work. It's only a $5 with about 5 games. So that's a PSP. There's a Game Boy Advance SP 101 version with slightly brighter screen in there. The 3DS there. There's all sorts of gubbins Vita, a broken Game Gear in there. Oh, another regular Game Boys down there as well, and that's just a place where all my most of my portable consoles end up. Here has become a big stack of things, and these are DVDs, I think on videos for the most part, but Overspill Wii is here now. So as you see, there's my Wii games, and they've kind of like right out space there, so I'm into stacking stuff here. Even on the floor down here. What we got here, we got some Xbox controllers I've been using, and these are some Japanese games. This needs cleaning, it doesn't work. That's Ghost in the Shell, and these are just ones I want to play. Real Bout Fatal Fury, and what's that one? Fatal Fury Wild Ambition. Okay, and then there's some PS2 down there, some backwards compatible original Xbox games I've been playing, just stuff so it's at hand, so it isn't at the bottom of some sort of pile. I think there's bits and pieces in here, some Japanese N64 games and a Wii console, the blue one. This is Overspill with the loose NES games here. And then that continues underneath. There's more NES games down there. I want to try and keep this not too long, so let's keep going, shall we? That's nearly all my N64 games loose. There's a Converse box in there with more, but that's 50%, or just over 50% of the entire library, so I'm quite proud of that little collection. And in here is Super Nintendo. I'm happy that that's just dedicated to Super Nintendo. And in that bottom drawer, which I'm not even going to attempt to get in, there's more controllers. As you've seen in all of the previous videos, that's a PSP drawer until I run out of room, and below it is a DS drawer, and below that I think there's some import Dreamcast games in the very bottom drawer there. Down here is packed, probably as full as it could possibly be, with VHS tapes. There's a bag of controllers there, should I need any, a mess of plugs, and another bag of controllers there, and a small box with some Xbox controllers. This is out because I've been playing Shenmue 2 again. They're backwards compatible on Xbox 360, which is good. So this, if you've seen Last Price Pickups, you know about this. This is my Game Gear I got recently that works. Here is a lovely gift from when I left Lego. One of my friends and fellow designers, Pablo, made this for me. This is a Nintendo Switch built out of Lego. It's actually got a stand on the back, and these come off too, which is rather nice. So underneath all this, there's more games and such. This is another Super Nintendo, seeing that my other Super Nintendo, with cover as well, doesn't play PAL games, funnily enough. This one does, but it's very temperamental. So underneath that, there's Wii U games in that box. Trust me, I'm not going to go in there, but there is. Yep, move across. So this is where portable games tend to live. That box is quite cool, got that quite recently. There's some Game Boy games in there, there's some Game Boy games at Mario Tin, chargers, portable devices. There's a basket full of Game Gear and Game Boy, all sorts of Game Boy games in there. And Game Boy Advance is down here somewhere in some sort of box. Now I've got a few Xbox 360 faceplates, so I've had to find somewhere to put the surplus there. That box has been hanging around for ages for a light gun. Eye Judgment, I featured that a long time on Parry Pickups quite a while ago. Haven't really had the opportunity to play it yet. And then there's some Game Boy Advance games, so I was looking for earlier. In here is games that don't work. This needs cleaning on that, but I got another copy of it, so that's not so bad. And then of course you know about the light guns and the musical instruments for Guitar Hero there. So in this cupboard here, but you're wondering what's in there. Not if you've seen previous videos, you probably already know. So N-Gage games sit up there. I've recently got an N-Gage. I've been trying that out a little bit. I've got some box Game Gear games. I've had to start putting Japanese Dreamcast games in here rather than the other drawer. There's PAL Dreamcast games, and you know there's more games behind all these ones. 3DO games, and there's Mega CD games sit on top. This might not be so different than before, I cannot remember actually. GameCube games there, and down there the bigger box Saturn games that came with RAM cartridges, and there's some Japanese GameCube games in there. More PS2 games, because you can never have enough PS2 games, so that's quite a full cabinet. Now we'll move over to the consoles I've got out here. The N64 still out, of course, maybe my favourite looking console, the blue, and my two favourite colours, blue and yellow. A Dreamcast is here, use that quite regularly for Soul Calibur, and have been playing Shenmue 1 just recently. Usually there's a Wii U there. There used to be a Wii there, but now since I've come back from Denmark and all my Wii data was transferred to my Wii U, I would use my Wii U. But unfortunately on the CRT TV, games like Breath of the Wild don't play so well if you can't really read all the writing on screen, the widescreen as well. So I actually moved that into the front room to use the Wii U sometimes. Kinect is new, didn't have a Kinect for the longest time. There's still a PlayStation, there's an iToy there. But I've been enjoying playing a few Kinect games, but as you can see in this limited space there's not a lot of room to play Kinect. Yeah, there's a GameCube there, there's a Madden McCree gun there, there's my Japanese N64 there, and that's my Japanese PlayStation 2 with the Final Fantasy, I think the Final Fantasy 12 version of it. Beneath that is a regular PAL PS2 DVD player and CDI. The PAL Saturn with the action replay to play imports, nothing in there. And my Xbox with the latest faceplate I got, which is a Soul Calibur 4 one, which I rather like. So I think that's a good whip around actually. There's not much or anything more to show you, but there is the room from a distance, so you can just see the extent of it all. It's all games up to around about here, and then you've got DVDs there, and Alan Tracy. So yeah, this is my games room. It probably won't, this I'm thinking is the last time you'll see it like this. This room won't be a games room hopefully by this time next year when I've moved out, and yes, to pastures new. So it was maybe the last time we get a video of this particular games room, but it served me well. And you know, even though the whole setup is a little bit inconvenient, if you zoom, I think you can see my SCART switching box down there. I've only got room for 3 things, and there's a lot more than 3 here that would require that. So anywho, right, so I'll turn this around now. Just to say thank you very much for watching the video. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you're interested to see how this room's progressed over the years, you can go back and watch the older videos. I've been doing it for a fair few years now, so please do check them out. And the other content we've got on the channel, we've got regular videos coming every week. So stick around, have a look around, subscribe if you like the content, and like the video. We'd really appreciate that. That'll be lovely. And if you have any comments about the room, what do you think of the space, just let me know. Put them in the comments below. Anyway, that's it for now. Until we see you again for another video, it's goodbye and game on.